Young and the Restless next week. Noah lashes out at Nick. Explosive father-son showdown erupts. Young and the Restless spoilers for next week. Expect Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, lashing out at his dad, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. And you can guess why. We've got spoilers for Noah and Nick, for Sienna, for Michael Baldwin, Christian Jules LeBlanc, and Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Tracy Bregman, for Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, the Abbotts, the Newmans, and so much more. Young and the Restless next week. Lauren puts Michael on the spot. So, let's start with Michael and Fenmore Baldwin. At the end of this week, Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, met up with Michael at Society, and Diane was appealing to Michael, saying he may be the only one who can help them with the big Victor Newman, Eric Braden, problem. Diane tells Michael he is a good person, and she does know he's loyal to Victor. But Diane is really hoping Michael will help them stop Victor, because if they don't, Jabot is going to be destroyed. Michael admits he is totally sickened by what Victor did, but he just doesn't know how he can help. So Diane wants Michael to help them get the AI program away from Victor, so the Abbotts can destroy it. Michael tells Diane that he warned Victor several times not to use this thing. But Diane says they need proof that Victor has the AI software before he uses it again. In the end, Michael agreed to try and help however he can. But I don't think that he knows Diane would love to use that evidence to put Victor behind bars over and above destroying the AI. Phyllis's devious plan to win back Summer on Y&R. Later, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, told Diane that Billy is playing Let's Make a Deal with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, trying to get her to steal the AI back. He's working on that. So Diane is actually hoping that either Michael or Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will come through for them because she doesn't want to owe Phyllis anything. But the thing is, after the confrontation with Victor and Nikki, I don't think Nikki is going to be helpful at all. But surprisingly, the price that Phyllis asks from the Abbotts for stealing the AI back is not something for herself. She wants the Abbotts to sign Marchetti over to Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, lock, stock, and barrel. At a glance, that sounds like Phyllis is being selfless, but I don't think so. First of all, Red's always working an angle. Second, Daniel Romalotti is on to Phyllis. He knows that she is part of the reason that Jabot has been hit this hard. And Summer heard from Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, and from Daniel about what her mom's been doing. So, I think Phyllis wants to hand Summer the Marchetti brand all tied up in a bow for Christmas, so then Phyllis can act like she was doing a good thing when really this whole Victor AI Jabot disaster is all Phyllis's fault. Lauren and Michael's moral dilemma over Victor. Next week, Young and the Restless spoilers have Lauren and Michael talking about the mess. Lauren's asking Michael, okay, what's worse? An invasive AI program set to decimate the companies of their nearest and dearest friends, or a double-crossed Victor Newman? Because, obviously, Michael's telling her if he helps the Abbotts, Victor's going to find out and the mustache will come unglued and he'll be furious at Michael again when he just got back on Victor's good side. But I am sure that Lauren is going to tell Michael, you need to do the right thing. You need to help the Abbotts. You need to do what Diane asked and see if you can get the AI away from Victor, or at least get the proof on Victor that Diane asked for. Nikki and Victor's holiday showdown and reconciliation. Also this week, we had Nikki threaten to leave Victor if he didn't retract the hit piece on Jack and Jabot and publicly apologize. And as I predicted, Victor blew up. He was enraged that Nikki threatened to leave him over Jack after all their years together. Victor says he's not going to put up with threats from anybody, not even her. And when Nikki said she'd leave him and won't look back, Victor's like, get out. Go. But next week, Young and the Restless spoilers for Christmas Eve have Victor and Nikki back in a good place. So that means either Victor got Nikki to back off or called her bluff, or Victor has lost the AI by then, and Nikki doesn't have to push the issue. Also, next week we've got Christmas action over at Billy and Sally's place. So Johnny Abbott, Paxton Mishkind, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley show up at Billy's house. Johnny has a little Christmas tree and says, I got it. And he's wishing Billy and Sally a Merry Christmas. It looks like Katie Abbott is there. Sally is smiling at Billy and his kids. She and Victoria are chill. It's all very nice. Noah's reckless actions lead to Sienna's kidnapping on Young and the Restless. Now, let's talk about why Noah is so mad at his dad, Nick. By the end of this week, Noah and Sienna were hanging out at Sharon Newman's house. But she heads to the office and warns Noah and Sienna, "Don't leave. You're safe here." But Noah's stupid. So he says he's not afraid of Matt. And he decides to take Sienna out sightseeing around Genoa City, which is exactly what you should do when a fentanyl-dealing psycho is looking for you. So Noah and Sienna take off, and they initially have the Newman security team with them. But like the geniuses they are, Noah and Sienna decide to dodge their protective detail. So first Noah is with Sienna at Crimson Lights, and then Noah takes Sienna to the Overlook Park. And if you remember, Dirty Cop Annie is in town with Matt, and he ordered her to get into the GCAC and get Sienna, take care of her. But it looks like Annie figured out Sienna isn't really there. Young and the Restless. Nick flips out as Det Burrow arrives. So Nick and Sharon are upset when they find the note that Noah left saying he and Sienna went out. Nick called Noah and warned Matt's in town. But Noah's cocky, saying he's not scared of Sienna's husband, but he really should be. He's just not a brain trust. As I predicted, Detective Burrow showed up in Genoa City this week. We'll have more of him next week. He's with the Newmans, also searching for Matt and Dirty Detective Annie. So, as Noah and Sienna are admiring the view and kissing, of course, Annie gets the drop on them. She assaults Noah, clocks him in the head, and hauls Sienna off at gunpoint. Nick's accusations fuel Noah's fury on Y&R. That leads into the Young and the Restless spoilers for next week, where Noah is at Crimson Lights with ice on his head because he's an idiot. And Sharon tells Noah, Rory Gibson, that Matt can't just kidnap Sienna and sneak out of town because Matt doesn't have any resources. This is where Noah starts to get really ticked off because Nick suggests that Matt didn't kidnap Sienna and she went with him willingly. And as we all know, Nick's favorite workout is jumping to dumb conclusions. He's pretty, but he's not real bright. And Nick's almost always wrong. That's just facts. That's his track record. And so Noah gets really mad and wants to know why Nick keeps assuming the worst of Sienna. Also, next week, Diane and Jack enjoy some Christmas romance and cuddle time at the Abbott Mansion. And don't forget, Christmas Day is a rerun of an episode from 2010. That's a Y&R's take on A Christmas Carol, with Victor getting the Ebenezer Scrooge treatment. Be sure to come back for our dated Daily Young and the Restless full weekly spoilers update. Shocking news of the Young and the Restless next week. Noah lashes out at Nick. Explosive father-son showdown erupts. Get ready, Young and the Restless fans. The coming week promises an electrifying series of events that will leave Genoa City buzzing. In a shocking twist that no one saw coming, Noah Newman is finally reaching the breaking point with his father, Nick Newman. Tensions that have been simmering under the surface are about to explode, and viewers are in for a jaw-dropping, must-watch showdown. If you thought the Newman family drama couldn't get more intense, think again. Next week, the spotlight will shine brightly on Noah as he confronts his father in a heated, emotionally charged exchange that could permanently alter the Newman family dynamic. For weeks, Noah has been struggling to navigate his complicated relationships with Nick, Sharon, and his siblings. He's often been caught in the crossfire of family politics, corporate battles, and emotional turmoil. But now, the pressure has reached a tipping point. The question on everyone's mind is, what will Noah do when the weight of his frustrations finally spills over? The build-up, Noah's growing frustration. Noah has never been one to bottle up his feelings, but he's usually measured in how he expresses them. Recently, however, he has been pushed to his limits. From business betrayals at Newman Enterprises to personal betrayals in his love life, Noah has faced a string of disappointments. His father, Nick, despite his best intentions, has often been a source of stress rather than comfort. Soap insiders reveal that next week's episodes will highlight Noah's growing resentment toward Nick, particularly over decisions that have affected both the family business and his personal life. Fans can expect explosive dialogue and tense confrontations, as Noah refuses to stay silent any longer. The simmering tension between father and son will boil over, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Nick, on the other hand, is not an easy man to push around. He's proud, protective, and deeply invested in both his family and Newman Enterprises. But his well-meaning decisions have sometimes backfired, especially when it comes to Noah. The next week's episodes promise to show the clash of two strong personalities, one driven by logic and authority, the other fueled by emotion and a desperate need for recognition. A father-son confrontation unlike any other. Soap opera fans know that when emotions run high, explosions are inevitable. Next week, Noah confronts Nick in what promises to be a heart-stopping scene. According to spoilers, the confrontation begins innocuously enough with a discussion about family responsibilities. But as the conversation escalates, so do the stakes. Noah is expected to challenge Nick on multiple fronts, questioning his father's decisions, his priorities, and even his judgment. This isn't just a typical family disagreement. This is a full-on emotional showdown. Viewers can anticipate sharp words, accusatory glares, and possibly even physical tension. Sources say the scene will be shot with intense close-ups to capture every flicker of emotion, from Noah's simmering anger to Nick's defensive posturing. It's a confrontation that will resonate with anyone who has ever felt misunderstood or overshadowed by a parent. For the Newman family, this is more than just a disagreement. It's a moment that could redefine their relationships for years to come. The fallout. Family alliances tested. When Noah lashes out, it doesn't just affect him and Nick. It ripples throughout the entire Newman clan. Sharon, Victor, and other family members are expected to get caught in the crossfire, each reacting in their own way. Sharon, ever the peacemaker, may try to mediate, but Noah's anger is fierce and unrelenting. Victor, as always, will have his own agenda. As the patriarch of the Newman family, he has his eyes on Newman Enterprises and is likely to use the tension between father and son to his advantage. Will he intervene? Will he manipulate the situation to suit his needs? Viewers will have to tune in to find out. Meanwhile, Noah's siblings may also take sides, either supporting him or defending Nick. This family drama promises to be layered with shifting alliances and unexpected betrayals. The tension will not only provide emotional depth, but also set the stage for future storylines that could keep viewers hooked for weeks, if not months. Noah's emotional journey. For Noah, this confrontation is more than just a fight, it's a turning point. After years of feeling overshadowed by his family and struggling to find his place, Noah is finally asserting himself. He's no longer willing to be the quiet, patient son who quietly accepts his father's authority. Soap fans know that Noah has often been the voice of reason, but next week he's stepping into uncharted territory. His emotional journey will resonate with viewers as it highlights themes of self-respect, standing up for oneself, and breaking free from unhealthy family dynamics. Noah's outburst may also have romantic implications. If he's currently entangled in any relationship drama, the stress of family conflict could spill over, causing ripple effects in his love life. Soap writers often use these family confrontations to heighten tension across multiple storylines, and Noah's clash with Nick is no exception. Behind the scenes, actor insights. Insiders have revealed that the actors portraying Noah and Nick have delivered some of their most intense performances yet. The chemistry between them in this storyline is palpable, with each actor bringing depth and authenticity to their characters' emotions. The result is a confrontation that feels raw, real, and incredibly compelling. In interviews, the actor playing Noah has teased fans by hinting at the breaking point moment. Noah has been patient for a long time, but there comes a moment where he can't hold it in anymore, he shared. When that moment comes next week, viewers are going to see a side of Noah they've never seen before. Fierce, unfiltered, and completely unapologetic. The actor portraying Nick has also commented on the storyline, emphasizing the complexity of the father-son relationship. Nick loves his family, but he's flawed, and sometimes his decisions hurt the people he cares about most. This storyline explores that tension, and it's incredibly emotional to portray. What fans can expect? The coming week's episodes promise a roller coaster of emotions. Here's what viewers can look forward to. Explosive confrontation. Noah finally voices his frustrations to Nick, leading to a dramatic showdown that will leave viewers stunned. Shifting family dynamics. Other Newman family members will react, creating alliances and tensions that could redefine relationships. Business tensions. Newman Enterprises is likely to be caught in the middle, with corporate decisions adding fuel to the fire. Emotional depth. Noah's journey of self-assertion will provide a compelling emotional arc that viewers can relate to on a personal level. Ripple effects. The fallout from this confrontation is expected to impact multiple storylines, from romantic entanglements to family alliances, making next week's episodes essential viewing for any dedicated fan. Predictions. Will this change the Newman family
Restless
forever? 2-week spoilers, December 15th to 26th. Nikki boils over in rage. Adam faces brutal punishment. Young and Restless 2-week spoilers. Victor outmaneuvers Jack. Monday, December 15th, we've got Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, pivoting because the Jabot shutdown means that the AI won't work. So he calls Adam and pulls him away from the Abacom launch party to run an ASAP hit piece on Newman Media, trashing Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, reputation for this move. Even though Michael Baldwin, Christian Jules LeBlanc, and Adam try to talk Victor out of this dirty move. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, pushes away from Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, kiss, and says she's a backstabbing liar, and he's done with her. Phyllis knows that Kane is going to the launch party with Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and suggests that Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziere, go with her, but he insists that Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, come along, even though Phyllis pulls a big face over that. Lily makes Kane get dressed up in 50s gear as well, and her family gripes about Lily bringing Kane even though she insists it's not a date. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, is there with Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, also insisting it's not a date. And Devin Hamilton, Brighton James, and Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, are there as well. Y&R spoilers. Phyllis fumes at Kane. Phyllis has murderous eyes on Kane and Lily when she sees them having a good time and laughing together at the launch party. Billy Abbott isn't happy to see Kane there, but Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, says it's fine, he can stay. But she's not happy to see Phyllis there. And Billy admits he's the one who put on the guest list because he wants to rub their success in her face. The Abbotts also don't like seeing Kane there. And Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, gripes about it to Devin and Abby. Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, is there with his parents, Jack and Diane, and they all congratulate Sally. Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers. Abacom party interrupted. Then, as Billy and Sally are making their toast and speeches, the Newman Media hit piece on Jack Goes Live. Everybody at the party sees it. Diane and Jack are stunned and angry. Billy tries to gloss over it, but it's clearly overshadowing their Abacom launch. Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, tells Victoria she didn't know anything about this and says she wouldn't have okayed the article. And Chelsea and Victoria quickly realize this is Victor's handiwork. Phyllis sees the story and worries that Jabot is going under because, of course, she wanted to get her claws on it. So she goes to ask Jack about it. Clearly, Phyllis is still hoping to get Jabot, but I think Victor is going to write her a reality check instead. Fallout from Victor's scheme and Adam's betrayal. Tuesday, December 16th, we've got Billy and Sally scrambling to clean up the mess Adam and Victor made. Them trashing Jack isn't good for Abacom either, but they may reassure the party guests that this is just another scurrilous tabloid trash piece by Newman Media that's known for shoddy reporting. Meanwhile, Victor gloats because he thinks he's bested Jack. And of course, Victor's thrilled thinking he's ruined Jack's, Peter Bergman, reputation and his company without even using the AI. But I think there's karma coming the mustache's way. Chelsea absolutely blasts Adam for going off script and caving into Victor's insane demand to write this trashy article. And he didn't even warn Chelsea. And of course, Adam is going to try and explain himself, excusing this blindside by saying that Victor gave him no choice. Nikki's confrontation and new alliances forming on Y&R. Wednesday, December 17th, Nikki learns about the dirty move that Victor made trying to ruin Jack. It is well past time for Nikki to confront Victor. We already saw Nikki eavesdropping. She knew this was Victor's plan. So why didn't she intervene? Jack retaliates against Victor. And I think Jack might hit back, both personally and professionally, because this is far from over. Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, and Kyle agree to join forces against Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. They want to destroy her, but I don't think she's going to take Claire and Kyle plotting against her lying down. She already threatened Claire. Legal threats and a surprising deal between Billy and Phyllis. Thursday, December 18th, we've got Kyle sending Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, a message. And it's probably about Jack shutting down Jabot short-term because her granddad is engaged in cybercrime against his enemies using a stolen AI program. And I do wonder if this is a hint that Summer could be on her way back to Genoa City. Jack pushes to hold Adam and Chelsea accountable. So, I'm wondering if Jack is going to sue Newman Media for publishing speculative, unsubstantiated, inflammatory, and generally libelous things about Jack. I'm sure Adam knew this was a possible, if not a likely outcome. But maybe he thought Victor needed to just find out what happens. Maybe he thought his dad needed to face some consequences, and his dad wouldn't back down. Anyway, Billy cuts a deal with Phyllis, and I wonder if she's going to be a source for Abitcom to run a counter-hit piece on Victor. Marriage troubles and escalating danger in Genoa City on Young and the Restless. Friday, December 19th, we've got Diane turning to Michael for help. She wants proof against Victor that he's doing these cybercrimes, but nothing's been done against them. Not yet, just this libelous article. So, I don't think Michael would help her with anything that would wind up getting Victor arrested, but Michael might help Diane find and destroy the AI, thinking he's protecting Victor from his own worst impulses. The Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow versus Matt Clark, Roger Howarth. Drama gets dangerous again on Friday. I'm down for a fight to the death. Nick killed Ashland Locke, Robert Newman. So he might take the trash out that is Matt since he is such a threat to Sharon Newman, Sharon Case. Jack causes problems in Victor and Nikki's marriage by the end of the week. And we may have Jack pressing Nikki on basically being as bad as Victor for being complicit by enabling his destructive, vengeful actions. Victor has this whole misread on that night of debauchery when Jack did nothing but save Nikki's life and get her into rehab. Matt orders dirty detective Annie Stewart, Catherine Kresge, to get to Sienna in the GCAC and handle his cheating wife. I'm guessing that means dead and permanently. So, Matt's going to be mad to find out that was a false lead and Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, has Sienna stashed on the ranch. Christmas week spoilers and holiday, Y&R schedule. The week of December 22nd through the 26th, if Young and the Restless does like they have in past years, we should get 4 new episodes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with a rerun on Christmas Day, Thursday, December 25th, unless CBS Daytime decides to deal a rerun on Christmas Eve too. But generally they don't. Nikki is stunned by the extent of Victor's chicanery as we head into the week of December 22nd. But Victor tells Nikki, don't worry about it. This is nothing for you to concern yourself with. And Nikki just kind of nods and floats away. So this is on her too for letting him get away with it. Also, Diane and Michael cook up a plan. Young and the Restless spoilers December 15th to 26th, 2025. Nikki boils over in rage. Adam faces brutal punishment. ***. Hold onto your screens, Genoa City fans. Over the next 2 weeks, The Young and the Restless delivers some of the most intense, emotional, and downright explosive episodes we've seen all year. From family warfare that threatens to tear the Newmans apart to power plays that could destroy careers, romance, and legacies, the holiday season in Genoa City is anything but peaceful. Soap dirt. At the heart of these thunderous developments, Nikki Newman, who's not just irritated this season, but boiling with rage, ready to shake the very foundations of her marriage to Victor Newman. Meanwhile, Adam Newman finds himself in the crosshairs of punishment so brutal it could alter his standing forever. Buckle up! The drama is merciless and the stakes are sky high. Soap Dirt, December 15th to 19th. Sparks fly and the war begins. Monday, December 15th, 2025. A war commanded by Victor? The week erupts right out of the gate as Victor Newman pulls out all the stops to destroy his arch-nemesis, Jack Abbott. With Jabot Communications on the defensive after a controversial shutdown, Victor hatches a plot compelling Adam Newman to help orchestrate a devastating media attack on Newman Media's rival. Even as Adam and family friend Michael Baldwin plead with Victor to rethink this underhanded plan, Victor stays unwavering in his campaign of retaliation. Soap Dirt. This isn't just business, it's personal. Viewer reaction. Fans watching this episode live are already calling Victor's demands reckless and beyond selfish, especially since they're now explicitly dragging Adam deeper into this familial power struggle. Many are wondering whether Adam's loyalty to his father will finally cost him more than he can afford emotionally and professionally. Reddit. Tuesday, December 16th. Jack's fury and Adam's initial blowback. Jack Abbott isn't one to take a blow without responding. After Victor's media sabotage rattles the Abbott launch party, a furious Jack demands answers and accountability, especially from Adam, who's become an unwilling pawn in his father's chess game. With tensions rising and accusations flying, Adam feels the pressure mounting from all sides. Reddit. It's a pivotal turning point. The Abbott and Newman showdown becomes undeniably personal, and Adam is not just defending Victor's directive. He's defending himself. The fallout from Jack's wrath is just beginning. Reddit. Wednesday, December 17th, Nikki explodes. Arguably the biggest turning point of the first half week. Nikki Newman finally snaps. After learning the full scope of Victor's vendetta against Jack and Jabot, Nikki doesn't hold back. She confronts Victor about the collateral damage his war is causing, not just to family friendships, but to their relationship itself. DaytimeConfidential.com. In a blistering exchange, she lays into Victor, calling out his obsession and questioning whether his vendetta is worth tearing apart the lives around him. Nikki is done being silent, and the Newman Ranch will never be the same. DaytimeConfidential.com. Thursday, December 18th, Accountability and Alliances. The heat continues to build as Jack Abbott doubles down on his counterattack. This time, he doesn't merely take aim at Victor. He throws Adam and Chelsea Lawson squarely under the bus for their roles in Victor's tactics. Jack's strategy? Make the Newmans answer not just for Victor's power moves, but for the damage inflicted by those closest to him. Y&RDrama.com. Meanwhile, old alliances are tested and new ones begin to form as Claire and Kyle team up against yet another looming threat in Audra Charles, proving that even amidst the fireworks of the Newman/Abbott feud, other power players are quietly maneuvering. Y&RDrama.com. Friday, December 19th. Dramatic closing to the first week. The week caps off with jaw-dropping confrontations. Jack's interference in Nikki and Victor's marriage hits a nerve, leading to emotional fallout. Diane turns to Michael for help in navigating the chaos, and a dangerous rivalry erupts between Nick Newman and Matt Clark that could have devastating consequences. Y&RDrama.com. This isn't your typical Friday episode. It's a full-blown catalyst setting up even more astonishing violence in personal relationships and business wars in the week ahead. Y&RDrama.com. December 22nd to 26th. Holiday tensions and brutal ultimatums. Monday, December 22nd. Victor rages and Nikki holds the line. The holiday week begins with more fireworks than mistletoe. Victor is absolutely livid, not just over business losses, but over Nikki's loyalty to Jack Abbott. That's right, Nikki's alliance with Jack isn't just strategic, it's personal, and Victor can't process it calmly. Y&RDrama.com. At the same time, Other Genoa City families feel the pressure, with Billy and Kyle finding common ground and Victoria Newman worrying over Claire's connection with Holden. Betrayals and shifting partnerships make this episode emotionally charged as relationships are tested across the board. Y&RDrama.com. Tuesday, December 23rd. High stakes and holiday stress. The war isn't taking a holiday. Nick Newman forces Matt Clark's hand in a showdown that's bound to unleash more trouble, while Lily Winters grows increasingly uneasy about Kane and Phyllis's closeness. Warm holiday gatherings aren't so warm in Genoa City this year. Y&RDrama.com. Meanwhile, Tracy Abbott steps in with words of wisdom for Diane, a calm voice amidst the storm that may foreshadow future alliances or shifting loyalties as the new year approaches. Y&RDrama.com. Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve drama. Rather than cozy family cheer, emotions peak as Victor and Nikki are reminded of the true meaning of Christmas. But not before decades of tension come bubbling to the surface. Jack and Diane enjoy their own version of holiday togetherness, but the Newman household is anything but peaceful. Y&RDrama.com. Victoria and Billy also decide to put their differences aside. But let's be honest, is peace lasting in Genoa City? Only time will tell. Y&RDrama.com. Thursday, December 25th, classic episode celebration. In a rare break from current dramas, CBS airs a classic Y&R Christmas episode from 2010, where Victor receives a transformative visit from his past. This holiday throwback offers emotional depth, nostalgia, and a moment of reflection, the calm before the passion returns. Primetimer.com isn't just filler, it serves as a thematic counterpoint to the current turmoil, reminding viewers why these characters matter. Primetimer.com. Friday, December 26th, Chelsea's ultimatum and Adam's harsh reckoning. The suspense peaks as the holiday week ends with Chelsea delivering a brutal ultimatum to Adam Newman, and whatever she demands could change his future in Newman Media and beyond. Could this be the moment Adam finally chooses between family loyalty and personal integrity? Y&RDrama.com. It's a terse, emotionally devastating moment for Adam, and one that could define his trajectory for months. Whether Chelsea's ultimatum involves love, career, or both, the implications are seismic. Y&RDrama.com. Major themes you can't miss. Nikki's transformation. From supportive wife to furious power player, Nikki's evolution this season is the buzz of social media and fan discussions. She's not just against Victor's plan. She's hurt, betrayed, and ready to fight for what she believes is right. DaytimeConfidential.com. Adam's punishment arc. Caught between his father's wrath and Chelsea's ultimatum, Adam's storyline is one of the most emotionally layered and heartbreaking arcs in recent memory. Y&RDrama.com. Holiday chaos. Even Christmas doesn't bring peace. Just intense drama, unfiltered emotions, and character moments that will linger long after the episodes air. Y&RDrama.com. Final takeaway. The next 2 weeks on The Young and the Restless promise dramatic confrontations, soul-shaking decisions, and family fractures that threaten to shatter legacies. Nikki Newman's righteous rage, coupled with Adam's escalating punishment, sets up one of the most talked-about arcs of the season, and fans aren't going to want to miss a second of it. Soap Dirt.